Hey, what's up? It's Achilles, and today on Indecisive TCG, we are playing Red Green Luffy from OP-13, not the old one, the new one. And I'm kind of late on doing this video. I've been wanting to do it since probably before OP-13, but got really busy going to regionals, so just been playing tons and tons of Roger on top of it's turkey season, holidays, spending with the family, playing a lot of soccer. Um, but let's go ahead and talk about this Red Green Luffy. Now, Don 1 on your opponent's attack. If you have 5 or less active Don, you may rest any number of those Don. For every Don card that you rest this way, your leader or Straw Hat type card gains 2,000 power for the battle. What does that mean? You get to protect your board, protect your life. What some people would say for free with some of these cards that we have. Now, just to go over our first 3 cards, these are cards that search. So we're running 3 green Namis, 2 red Namis. You can interchange that however you want or however you got it. And we have a Monkey D Garp, which lets us look for any card that's cost 3 or more as long as your leader is Sabo, Ace, or Luffy. So one thing with all the decks that are being played, searching and finding the cards that you need are definitely the way you want to go, especially with this deck, because this deck has, at least the way I'm playing it, a very aggro finisher that can finish pretty much any of your opponents off, and that's by getting this unblockable 2K Sanji, which we're running 4 of. This makes a character, Straw Hat character, with 6,000 power or more unblockable. As well as getting this Zoro where you can attack 3 times. So this is going to be your main combo pieces. If you can get these pieces after your 9 down turn, going into your 10 down turn, that's if you're going, like, if you're going first with this deck, at least with this combo, which a lot of the decks want to go second anyway, so this works out in your favor. And that way, when they do go to 10 down, they block her up after you drop your Zoro. You hit them with the surprise Sanji, and if you're lucky, you get this. This is 3 Dawn worth of card, or 3 Dawn card that is giving you plus 6,000. So pretty much 6,000 power, or 6 Dawn worth of power with it. And the downside to it is your character won't be able to refresh. Now, just depending on the situation, he can restand himself. So if you can't kill him with the 3 swings, you can swing 2 times with that power boost, and then have him ready for next turn. As well as, so that's the major combos that you're looking for. All of these cards are searchable with these cards that we're searching, except for Garp cannot find the Sanji, but that's totally fine. The rest of the cards are at least your mid game. So your early game is going to be searching for these cards. Your mid game is actually going to be setting up a lot of pressure. That way that they're focused on your board and not your life. So staying pretty healthy, as well as you're being able to spam the board with bodies. So you have this Luffy, if you play him out on 6, he sets up 4 Dawn, then this, or even 6, 8, or whatever you play it. This restands Dawn, which allows you to play out this card or this card, which also restand Dawn. And then if you have like the Nami out, then you can attach some of that rested Dawn to your leader, and you have Dawn stood up. That way you can get the free counter that this leader is needing. as well as putting out bodies like the Sanji, which restands Don, but also sets a Don active. Just making sure that you always have a Don to mess around with. And we have this Law, which is a great card because you can swap out your Nami, play out your Sanji, play out a card to be very aggressive with. And this Uta that you're seeing, there's only 2 of them, but this is really good into your Zoro matchup, even your Emu matchup. So on your 5 Dawn turn, if you were to play out Sanji, they're just gonna play out Mars, I think is his name, or the 6 what is 6 cost Black Elder, OP-13. Where is he? There he is. Yeah, Mars. So they're just gonna play out Mars, trash a card out, and pop your 5 or KO your 5 cost character. So in that situation, you don't want to throw out your Sanji because they're just gonna pop it. Yes, you will get the effect of getting 2 Dawn back and having that defensive play, but if you could play out your Uta instead, let them KO it. You know that they're gonna KO a card. Hopefully KO this one. Then you can play out your Sanji, and then he's safe for the next turn. And he also restands 2 Dawn after the Uta plays him out. So you'll have more Dawn to defend. You just gotta think about that when, because if you have like 5 Dawn and then you play him out, you'll restand 2 Dawn, which I believe is set up to, so you can choose not to use the effect. But just think about it like that. How you want to have your Dawn up. But this is great. Like I said, you get 2 more Dawn, which is initially 4k more counter just by them popping it, or even Zoro swinging into it. So this card is in here just to counter those matchups, and just, you know, have them have a worse play. The Sanji is also great. It's just a draw card, help you find your cards, and it puts a lot of pressure. You want to put pressure on them. You want them to attack the things on your board and not your life. And also, if they're 7k, 6k, if they're swinging into them, just a little bit easier to protecting your Luffy, and you're getting out these bodies that they have to deal with. But if they deal with those bodies, then when the 9 drop comes and you're healthy, 3 life, 4 life, even 2 life, and they can't rush you down because of all the pressure that you put in the bodies that you cleared out with your characters, then by the time he comes out, and then you're able to do this, or sometimes you might not even need an unblockable, just depending on your matchup. But the Emu, the Ace, when they drop their 12k bodies, you can put him, ignore the blockers, and then power through. But let me go ahead and show you a few games. So I just recorded the first few that I did, and I tried to at least get as many meta matchups as possible. So there it is. There's the explanation. Let's go ahead and go into the game. Alright, so now we're playing against our first match, Emu. So, lost the dice roll, but or did I win the dice roll? Gonna go first. Definitely got the Searcher, and we have 2 parts. Actually, we have all the puzzle pieces. So now we just need to grab some cards to play towards the mid game. It really does suck that Nami can't be searched by that Nami. Understandable, but ideally that is what we wanted to play out, because if they trash a card and try to get rid of it with Mars, that would have been great. Playing the blocker out isn't great, but having a 2k counter is the upside to it. And we do get another Nami, which is another Nami search, which can screw us, but we do get some good options to play for next turn. maybe play the Zoro out just to get some Don restood. We're gonna attach one Don here and just have one up. I don't think he's gonna swing higher than 6 or 7, so we should be able to stay healthy there. I think he miscounted, or he thought St. Charles was a 2K. So that was a misplay on his part, and definitely something you don't want to do is take life by mistake. And there goes our Saturn, which I believe is the Searcher. Generally a good card for them, especially if they want to search out Mars. But it looks like they searched out an event. And they trashed 2K. And he swings 5. We get the free block here. Which, yeah, generally they use a lot of their Dawn early. So if you could just, depending on how many bodies they have, we're at our 5 Dawn turn. We don't have the optimal Dawn we want to play here. This is hard. It's like a toss-up. I play the Zoro here just because I feel like if he pops him, at least I'll have like some Dawn or more Dawn to play with. If I do drop the blocker, then I only have 1 Dawn up and I can't attach that Dawn and have it up. At least here I'll have 2 Dawn up, so if they do decide to swing 5 or 6 with the Saturn or the Emu, we'll be covered Dawn wise. This is kind of where they want to drop that Mars, the 6 drop Mars, get rid of our Zoro, and they'll be in like a good board state because they'll have 3 bodies and I would only have leader. But we see that there's another Saturn, which means that they don't have them. Lucky us. He deploys the Saturn and he grabs 83. So I don't know what that is. Oh, there it is. Draw Saint. Come on, scroll down. And we see that he pitches Mercury. Oh, so he grabbed the blocker that draws one. And then he pitches him. Or pitches 1. He'll swing 6 at us, leaving 1 Dawn up. So ideally, that's a free block for us. I mean, if on him, I wouldn't turn the Saturn sideways unless he wants me to swing into it. Maybe relieve pressure off of leader. But yeah, he doesn't turn it sideways. That way he can kind of swing a little bit more dangerously. Here I'm trying to decide exactly how I want to do this. I have 7 Dawn. I do have the law, but I don't have the proper 4K I want to play here. I think I end up just bouncing him back up and just getting 2 more Dawn. I think maybe the Luffy may have been the better play there. Because I would have established the same board. Well, I wouldn't have gotten the blocker out. So yeah, I think actually Luffy would have been better there. Because I would have had 3 Dawn up doing the same play. And the Zoro restored itself. So yeah, maybe just establishing that Luffy and getting him scared of the double blocker. But he decides to pass here. I'm assuming he just didn't have cards. He could have swung higher to me, but and then it also could have been a mistake. No clue what was going on there. But we're just gonna swing as much as we can here and then drop the Zoro. And we end turn. Now he's on his 10 Dawn turn. And that's what this is. So like Stussy gets him out here. Stussy definitely gets him out. And this is kind of where that double attack would have put a little bit more pressure onto him. They're going to go and clear board here, which we can counter. And because we have so much counter in our hands and they're not going for life, and we do have a lot of life, we're okay with just countering out here. It's easier to counter out of the 6 case than the 5. Now, if they would have dropped their leader or the 10 drop down sooner and minus them, then we probably don't protect them. But because he wanted to get his free swings off, we're going to make him swing into him with the 6 drop rusher. So now we have no, like, if we want to keep combo, we have no, initially only like 1k counter, which is fine. Now, like I said, we have 4 life. He has 2 swings. So if you wanted to direct that at life, we're okay with that. He does get his draw. He has 5 cards in hand. And he's going to pop our card, just taking 1 swing less, and then minus it, so those 2 are gone. He feels a lot safer. He swings 7 to life, and we get another Sanji. So we're gonna go ahead and just buff up our guy. Once our guy is buffed up, we'll make him unblockable. And do we need to add any more Dawn after that? I don't think so. 15 at life. With only 1 Dawn up is a lot, and it's unblockable, so you can't get those 2 blockers out there. Only 4 cards in hand. This is definitely game, and then this is what I like. It's a really aggro, really aggro. Definitely it's countering the meta because they like to just block her up around 10 Dawn and kind of like stall out the game while they build up their board and pick at you. This doesn't allow them to pick at you. They need to get rid of the 9 cost body, which is the Stussy. But if they don't have the Stussy, and a lot of emus are opting out of Stussy just because the mirror match. But that game's done, and now we're going into the carrot matchup. And I believe I'm mulligan, I'm mulliganing now, which I'm getting a better hand here. I don't have a 1 Dawn play, which I run a lot of 1 drops, but it still happens. I do get 2 gum pistols, and we're getting a lot of cards that we want to see, but we're not seeing the big boys. Now, the reason I don't drop the Nami here is because Carrot can rest a 5 cost or less, and because that Nami is only a 1k power, yes, I'll be able to play her out, get 2 Dawn, swing 7, but it's not worth it because she'll just clear her out. And we would rather have that 1k in hand, to be honest, just to stay a little bit healthy. She does swing 6. We're gonna get that 7 free block off, and we have the Sanji. So Sanji is actually a better play here. He's gonna be able to let us dig. We get to keep some Dawn up. Thinking about playing Nami and Sanji, but I don't have enough Dawn for that. So we scrap that. We're gonna go ahead and put the 1 Dawn on and swing 6. Just gonna fish for a 2k and we hit the life, which is fine with us. We're gonna go ahead and put the Sanji out and end our turn. She's gonna most likely turn it sideways and swing into it, which Actually, she gets a free pop from it, so we get them to play out the Ryuma. We do draw a card on their turn, and she's able, depending on what she does here, if she uses another Don, oh no, drops, puts 2 on us, and we are going to, I think, just go ahead and take, because we're looking for our Sanji. Is getting desperately close. Yeah, we haven't gotten a searcher at all, but we were able to get a Nami out. I mean, not a Nami, a Zoro off of our draw, which is thanks to the Sanji, because without that Sanji, we don't draw a card. So we got this next turn on our 9 turn, which isn't bad, but still. So now that we have a Sanji and a Nami that we can play out, what we're able to do here is to restand 2 Don, and we're swinging 7. So now they have to make a choice, right? They turn the Nami sideways. That's fine. We let them have. But they end up turning the Sanji, or freezing the Sanji. Which, if they want to freeze that Sanji, yes, it does hurt because I'm not swinging 7. But as long as the Sanji stays on board, which is most likely what's going to happen if they freeze it, the more I still get that free 1 Don. And I'm okay with that. So they're going to swing 1 at us. I could either pitch 1 card. Yeah, I can pitch 1 card because they have 5 Don available. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do this. I don't think they have any rushers. A second carrot, which is very aggressive of them. But we have all our pieces. We have a Nami on board. We do have a 7 cost. It does. Yeah. So we have to play out the Zoro to just get that effect there. We get a free 7 swing off at them. Swinging at the Ryuma isn't a bad or terrible play, especially since he can only pop a 4. I don't have any 4s rested. So swinging at that, but just swinging at life and putting more pressure, because she would have to give us 2 cards on a 1 versus if we swung at Ryoma just the 2 cards. And that's just a thought process with him just swinging 6 at us. We can kind of just get the free block there. They do have a lot that they can swing at us, and we only have 2k. So them splitting may be the best choice, most likely. Yeah, splitting and going for game. If you can't get rid of the Zoro, just always try that. Now we do have the Sanji as an option, and they're playing the blocker. So if I was to have to counter out 9, they would still kind of be safe here. They're definitely playing out that blocker. Just looking at, so the active main on the Nami, and they play a 3rd carrot. They're gonna swing 6 here. I think we're totally okay with countering here, but we can also take 1. They have 3 swings on board. I have 3 life. I'm okay with going down to 0 because the plan is to end them next turn. They do have 2 Don up, which can be scary, but yeah, we're just gonna go down to 0. We have what we need to end, and there's another Zoro. So bam, giving this here, and then doing the active main on him or on leader. It doesn't matter. This is where I do make the mistake. No, actually, I don't make the mistake. Yeah, I do make the mistake. I needed not to play that second one. Yeah, I made the mistake there. So now I can only swing one. That is 2,300, which is crazy. And I'm just looking at it. I'm like, crap. I was supposed to not do that. Also, swinging 5 with the Luffy first wouldn't have hurt it. He like got down. Yeah, let him know I messed up here. Definitely not doing both of those. I was a little greedy. There's no reason. Just like keeping that Sanji, there was no reason to do it. He just tripped out about the damage. Yeah. So that's just one thing you got to be careful of. You have to make sure you have 5 Dawn available, 3 for the restand, 2 for the Sanji unblockable. So you're able to play out 3. You're able to play with 2 Dawn. That's all you have after you play it, because that's 2 for Sanji, 3 for the event, and then 3 to restand. So, oh no, 6, 8. Yeah, so you only have, that's 8 Dawn. You only have 2 Dawn to play with afterwards, which could go to leader, probably swing 7, then that. But we live and we learn, and now we're on to the Zoro versus Luffy. He opts to go second, which again we want to go first. We do have our good early game cards. We have our Nami and our other Nami. The only thing is, I cannot play that Nami at this moment. The 3-drop Nami is just going to be something Zoro is going to swing into, and just not going to be great for us. The good thing is when we do play out our 5-drop Sanji, if he does decide to rest him and swing into him with like an 8, as long as we have that 1 Dawn available and 1 Dawn on our Luffy, then we are safe. We're gonna do our famous 6 swing, and this is where I do the math. I'm like, let's go ahead and get our card out. Good things come to those who wait. Now we have a Uta who can play out on the 5 Dawn turn. Perfect. What we are gonna do is swing 6 into life, leaving 1 Dawn up to make us go to 7. Most likely we'll get an 8k swing at us, and we do not have the counter to counter it. But they do make that Hiyori go sideways. We have 2 bodies. If they survive, that can deal with the Hiyori. But with him using one of those Dons, doesn't mean that means he's not going to be able to swing 4. I mean, not rest one of our bodies. So we have like our little small bodies to deal with those big bodies. No Don, no counter, so we're just gonna take, and no counter again. But we do find a piece of the puzzle here. We're gonna be able to restand some Don, and we're gonna let. I decided to do the guard because the Nami I can protect with my my Don, just in case I I want to for whatever reason. We protect the Straw Hat. We let Garp protect himself. Now he gave us 2 1Ks, which is telling us a lot here. Especially giving up a Cavendish, meaning he doesn't have that much counter in hand. Or at least 2Ks. He might have a lot of 1Ks. So he's looking kind of like us. He gets to drop his 6 drop body, restand 2 Dawn, play out a Piranha, which is great for us because he doesn't have that much Dawn to throw on the Zoro. He can swing into us all he wants. And this could have been, I think he may, no, I doubt he had Tashigi, because if he had Tashigi, he just does it. Just gets rid of, well, no, I guess not. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he just wanted to set up some bodies. Now I'm just looking at how much Dawn I have, what I want to play, how I want to play it. Sanji's always great, but we're going to sit here and poke. We have 7 Dawn. See if we can get more 1Ks out. It looks like he drew a 2K. We're going to bounce her back and yeah, play out a Sanji. Sanji's gonna give us a whatchamacallit 1K to swing plus another 2K. Most likely he'll take, because I don't think he has that much counter. I think he drew that 2K. Now we have a good 4K. So ideally he can't really swing into the Sanji. Sanji can go up to 11K, where the Uta would be more of something that's his target, unless he turns him sideways, which he goes and he takes out the Uta. Now, this was, I don't want to say greedy of me. Not greedy. Because if I play the Nami out, he just has the Piranha, Zoro, whatever that he wants, that he can swing into it. I do drop out the Chopper. He's the best. He has the highest stats that I could play out defensively. He does do a 1K. I don't think I'm searching. I don't have the event, so I could have searched for the event. But again, we want to stay as healthy as possible, especially this turn. He's gonna go 8, and we got the free 9 right there. And he does have a restand event, which will take. Did not expect. But we have 9. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play around with our swings. I think 5 is the better. Yeah, you always want to go lowest first. So we'll do 5 and poke at him. 5, 7, yeah. This is tough, but we do want to have 2 blockers, especially when we drop this Zoro. We're going to get 1 Dawn active, which I don't think he does anything for us. Not running any 1K events, but it's a bluff, right? It's something that they have to be careful with. But they do have a lot of swings, and they could have possibly, we're going to get rid of one of our searchers again. No block. Or we could free block, get them to turn into the Chopper. Yeah. We might as well block with him while we can. I don't think he has anything that could potentially and yeah, we're gonna make sure you can't get rid of the bodies. But yeah, just in case he had like a Hody, which I don't think they run anymore, or anything else that could minus life, he does get the chopper and the Tashigi combo out, on top of having so much Dawn active and available. With him swinging 8 into it, we're going to let it go. And that's possibly another 8. Which gets us another Zoro. No counter. But we want to see what he's going to do with those extra 4 Dawn. The sky's the limit here. He could have a restand event, which he does. It's very scary. But we're gonna go ahead and take. And we're gonna go ahead and just hit him with the combo. But before we hit combo, yeah, think about it. Luffy first. He has 4 cards in hand, and we're just gonna milk for a 1K. He can, yeah. So he gave us a 2K off that 5, which means he definitely doesn't have that much counter. We're gonna go ahead and swing the 7, and he went ahead and took it, thinking that he had the blockers to keep him safe. This is gonna go here. And we're going to make sure that we don't mess up. Leave 3 up for event. We're going to go 14. 14, 14. Yeah. He can't block, which I think he's clicking on the blocker. We get a +8. He takes. I think he just had this in mind. Now, if he would have used that and turned our blocker sideways and maybe go all in, maybe he could have won it, but he didn't. So that's just how I play that deck. Very aggressive, very in your face. We're setting up, we're finding the cards that we need to end the game at 10 Dawn. Or after our 9 Dawn turn, we drop that Zoro down, and that Zoro finishes it up. There's not a lot that can stop it. Maybe like Black Vortex, which will negate the effect. That'd be a very strong counter to it. But it just depends on the black decks that you're going against. Sabo is one of the cards that this combo works well on, because in this meta, and this is like kind of anti-meta deck, all the big cards, all the big decks are blockering up towards the end and feeling safe. Let's make them unsafe with this Sanji. So you play the Sanji out and you can really finish. These other cards out here will put the early game pressure on. That way they're focusing on characters and not life. I think we talked about this, but that's ultimately how we want to play this, is give them something to deal with. That way they most likely dealt with what you have on board, and when the Zoro comes out, they're like screwed. Zoro coming out and living will be the ultimate win con. If you can do this and they can't pop it, which Sabo does run the 9-drop Stussy. 9-drop Stussy, if they play 9-drop Stussy, It does counter this deck or anything that can get rid of this 9 cost, but like I said, most of the top tier decks or most of the decks that are being played now, once the Zoro drops, it is safe and is good to go. But let me know what you guys think of it, of the deck. What would you change? What would you improve? Looking down at the bottom. Also, what decks you guys want me to play next or to test out. This was a request, so definitely got this out for you guys. Any more requests, anything else you want to see, any weird twists, let me know. We're out.